Right, Tom, we've literally just finished. Pretty much done like a 3 hour business breakdown, covering a few things. Do me a favor, just give me a quick rundown of who you are, where you're from, and let the people know.
Always a little bit mad this doing like a little description of yourself in it. So yeah, Tom, my name's Tom, coach for 3.5 years now. Started as a PT on the gym floor. I lived in Leeds for 7 years. But I'm originally from Nottingham. And what got me into it in the first place in terms of PT and coaching was just I weren't happy in any other job that I did. I already had a passion for fitness. I was already trying to live this sort of bodybuilding lifestyle. And I thought, oh, I like helping people. I've always found that I get joy from doing that. So why not do a job where I get to fulfill a passion of actually helping people whilst doing something that I actually enjoy, which is training. And obviously that's what's led me to this point now.
It's like identical to mine, mate. I worked in like a fucking food factory, and I used to call in sick. I used to call in sick for college and everything, and I thought, I'm calling in sick not because I'm sick, because I want to go to
Just
the
don't want to be
fucking
there.
gym.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
to the gym. So I'd
Yeah.
call in sick and go to the fucking gym. So I was like, maybe I should just get a fucking job in the gym. That would make sense. Uh, Sweet man. I mean, just for the people to understand, you've obviously done a few mentorships in the past and stuff. We'll not name any names, but you haven't done one in a while, have you? What made you want to jump back on board and work with someone?
Because it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. Every other mentorship is like I've paid a silly amount for mentorships before, and it's all group based. And the issue with, or it might be a slight touch of one-to-one in there where you get passed off to a success coach, and that success coach has a better business than me, but it doesn't mean that they're qualified to be able to help you with your business. It don't mean that they're going to help you marketing, your content. It's just kind of the same old shit every single week. Just message more people, post more content, yada yada yada. That's what I've experienced in the past, and watch a bunch of webinars. And I don't know if I've got ADHD or what, to be honest. But when I'm in these mentorships, and there's like obviously you've got the school, but we've got these calls to specifically go look at this, start to try and apply this. In those, it was more of a case of you might have that touch point with a success coach. They might guide you in that direction to watch a bunch of videos, but there's no back and forth conversation really. And these videos I'd have so many things. I'd look at the videos and go, right, they're good ideas, then. Okay, how does that apply to me? Or I'd watch for them all and get loads of little nuggets. And I'm not going to say that they didn't benefit me because other mentorships have benefited me in a sense of it's got me to this point now, and it gave me that incentive to try and get better and learn more. But a lot of them were one, how to be a better coach, and also then it was like the marketing, the sales, and lead generation, all that stuff. But I just didn't know what was the right thing for me. What was the focus for me? It's all, yeah. Some people have been in those mentorships and made silly money and then got loads of clients, and then they're the success stories. And then you get me just plodding along, getting fuck all from it. I'm like, but I'm paying all this money and I'm getting fuck all. Am I the problem? Am
Yeah.
I the problem? So I just I sat back and I was just like, I'm not doing another mentorship yet until I see something that really, really catches my eye, where it's a case of I want one-to-one. I need someone to go, Tom, sort your shit out if I need it. Or if it's a case of this is the direction that we need to go in. This is what you're doing well right now, but your focus needs to be this. So let's double down on that. And then that gives me that specific focus to go, that is what I'm going to work on.
Mhm.
So, in short, for a prolonged explanation that probably didn't
Mhm.
need to be so long, it's one-to-one. So it's a case of like we're jumping on this call now. We've been talking for 3 hours. It's like I've got ideas for sales calls and how to kind of handle certain objections. I've got ideas for lead magnets, which I'm going to obviously put in place, and then obviously a content strategy to actually look through and go. Not like specific content ideas, but it's more of a case of, okay, well, this is what I could do Monday through till Sunday. So
Yeah.
just need to look through that and then make sure that we apply it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's it, man. It's like fucking, it's too generic half the time. Do you know what I mean? The when the business model is let's put 500 or 1,000 people through the same thing, and let's get 3% of people to do well, so that we can just talk about 3% of people.
Yeah.
Looks good on the outside, but it doesn't work well on the inside. Do
No,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? It's
Exactly.
like, yeah. I mean, we track our stats, and 87.5% of people that we one to one with hit their 4 month target in 3 months. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Not many mentorships can sit back and say that
That's because
it,
it's because it's one-to-one and you're actually having
because
a
it's
call with
one
them.
to one. Do you know what I mean? But the like you say, the things that we ran through is that putting that content plan in place, making sure that it hits all the points for you, putting a sales script in place that makes sure it hits all the points for you. And it is just going away and now testing those things and going, great, Tom, you're going to go action all this, dude. We're going to see what the numbers look like in about a week, 2 weeks time, and we're going to make some changes for that,
Yeah.
rather than hitting a fucking dead horse down. Do you know what I mean? And going, well, just do more, just do more, just do more. Do you know, it doesn't help, unfortunately, does it?
Yeah, do more of what? And that's the problem. That's always the
Yeah,
problem. Yeah, you could do more. And I know the most successful coaches, they always they always say we just do loads, we just do because I've been to the in-person events and they always just say the same thing, which is I'm just a normal person like you. I've just worked and worked and worked. But all right, what is it you've worked on? Like what has actually got you the people through the door? What has actually got you to this point? 'Cause you don't just sit at your laptop and write a bunch of shit on a fucking Word document and expect to get something from it.
yeah,
You there's got to be some sort of process that people have gone through to get people through.
yeah.
And that's obviously where I've been at. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to work so hard and I've got so many different things in my head that I know for a fact I could do. And I've got these aspirations of where I want to be in the industry. And it's like, why am I not getting there?
Yeah.
Because people tell me content's good and everything's good and I look like I'm doing well. And it's like, well, all right. If they think that, I must be doing something right. So how the
Yeah.
fuck do I grow my business?
Well, it's like, the first thing that we looked through was the fulfillment tracker. And the broad answer is, well, just deliver a better service, be a better
Yeah,
coach. But
yeah,
like, we were like, well, there's 4 or 5 ways that you're going to make your LTV go up. These are the 4 or 5 ways. This is how I want you to ask for referrals. This is the structure for it. You don't have a downsell right now. Let's put this downsell in place. That might liquidate 20% when we start running ads. Plus, it might retain clients that pay 4 grand LTV to 4.5, 5 grand LTV. So it's like you're saying, it's the general stuff doesn't fucking help anybody. Do you know what I mean?
no,
It makes the person sound like they know what they're talking about because it's just like, well, it was your fault it didn't work out. But if you can give somebody some specific actionable steps, funny enough, they tend to make a little bit more money from that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
what's what's the plans for you next? And are you feeling confident going forward? Do you feel like you're in the a mid zone? What do you think the plans are next for you?
The plans for me now is just one, action the content side of things. So, yeah, confident moving forward with the content. It's just making sure that we put the two-step videos, obviously talking about two-step videos, which obviously we know works. It's just making sure that I get some sort of. I'm never good with scripts. I like to waffle, but I need to make it concise waffle.
Yeah,
Um, and that's why university was never a good idea for me. But
yeah,
it's one of
me
those
neither,
where
dude. Me neither.
I did it just about. But yeah, it's more of a case of having this sort of structure in place of what I'm going to say that's going to get people to buy into it. So the two-step videos I need to record and make sure that I start to get something like that out on a weekly basis, even if it's kind of regurgitating the same shit and then just maybe putting some money behind it at some point if it works well. And then also with the sort of the sales scripts, it's obviously generating more leads, which will come over time. But I think the priority for me with what we've talked about is going to be content, specific content, and see what works for the next week. So I'm not expecting an instantaneous return to begin with, because right now I need to generate more leads. So we need to find what works. So I know for a fact now it's content, then the actual structure of the DMs,
Yeah,
which is obviously going to help. It's like making sure that I've got a conversation structure in place. So I'm not just having a friendly back and forth all the time. Sometimes it's good to build that relationship, but it's more of a case of if I know they need help, it's okay, how do I get them from point A to point B, which we can go through now in the script.
yeah,
And then get more calls, which then will lead to me being able to follow the script a little bit more, um, and then start to make it my own. Because I like to do things in a certain way, in my own way, and put my own spin on things and see what works and basically throw shit at a wall. Um, and I know for a fact if I do that more often, the better I'm going to get with it, the easier it's going to be to handle any objection in the future,
yeah.
and just get more clients.
You you get it. Is all I'm gonna say. Because like you know it's a fucking pipeline. It's like it's no good if we sit here for 3 hours and just talk about sales
Yeah,
because we haven't got any fucking sales calls.
can't sell if you haven't got no
Do you know what I
leads
mean? And
coming
we haven't got
in.
anybody in the DMs and we've got no fucking eyeballs on the content. So it is just a process of we've got this fucking water at the top of this hill. We need to get it to the fucking ocean down here where we collect some cash. And it's like throughout that way, there's going to be dams and barriers and all this other shit that we're going to need to like change and tweak and knock down. Or we might just get more leads in and you might just have a great process, but we're not getting any fucking leads in.
Well,
Do
yeah,
you know what I mean?
if anyone watches this and like if they, because I'm assuming this is going to go on YouTube, right? It's
Yeah.
going to go into right. So anyone that's watching this that's a coach, if you invest into a mentorship, it's a financial risk. Okay. If you invest into Ryan, it's obviously going to be a financial risk and you need to put the work in to be able to get a return. But most people want instantaneous return. Not everyone's going to get instantaneous return. Not everyone's going to get that instantaneous return. You need to have some sort of buy-in longer term to be able to understand that there's a potential pipeline. You might have, or you might schedule some sort of post or some sort of offer, which then gets a bunch of leads in straight away. Obviously, looks good for Ryan because then he's going to get more people. He's going to get you clients, and then he's also going to get a good testimonial. But for some people, it might just be a case of trial different things, see what works, see what you need to focus on specifically, which might take 2 months. But then after that 2 months, you might get your first couple of clients, which then is going to pay for the monthly anyway, or pay for the program itself. So it's like you just got to understand that you might not get instantaneous results, but if you actually try to apply yourself to what needs to be done for you, realistically, it's a data game. It's if you're a decent coach, if you post on social media, if your content's not a bag of shit, you get results with your clients, you're probably going to get some people through the door. It's just trying what works for you.
Yeah. 100%. Totally right. It's literally just numbers. It's numbers and
Yeah,
data. That's it. It's the
yeah,
only thing in school that I was any fucking good at.
yeah, yeah.
Apart from
And
performing arts, but
I was shit at it, which is what I need help with.
that's why I'm here to plug that gap.
Yeah,
Yeah. The fucking I think the thing that you said there was like be realistic because we spoke about this. There's umpteen amount of promises out there. 90 days, 10K. I'll quadruple the fucking business in 24 hours. Do you know what I
which
mean?
some coaches believe, and I don't. For me, I don't know if I've just done them all. I've been around the block now, so I understand what's a marketing tactic and what's
Yeah.
just a load of bollocks. I appreciate authenticity. I appreciate someone to say we're probably it might not what we do might not work straight away, but we'll find the nooks and the crannies and the things that you need to work on and get you there eventually. I appreciate that more. It's like what it's my approach to fitness and coaching. It's like I can give you the best fucking plan you ever wish for. If you sit on your ass and do nothing, guess what's going to happen? You're probably going to stay in the same position.
Yeah.
So it's like there
I,
needs to be
I think what a lot
understanding.
of coaches do as well is they set themselves up by asking the stupid question of, well, where will I be in 3 months? Or like, what results can you promise me?
How long's a piece of string?
You're asking them to sell you the fucking world. I had someone in
Yeah.
the DMs of the day saying, well, what makes you different from this and that? And I'm like, it doesn't matter what I say, Jimmy. You're just gonna sit there and fucking have to make your mind up regardless. And if you want me to sit and give you a list, then I'm just selling you the fucking world. When I don't know,
Not
maybe it is
promising. Yeah.
maybe it is exactly what you done last time, but come and find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sweet. I appreciate you sharing all that, mate. It's nice for somebody just to get an insight to what it's like at the very early stages. And I'm sure when we blow this shit up in the next 3 to 6 months, there's that promise
Yeah.
that we were just talking about. Then we'll
Yeah.
jump on then we'll jump on another one, and yeah, we'll be partying.
The thing is, no doubt it will, because like I said, there's already bits in this which I've not done before, which the LTV tracker and the client fulfillment tracker, although it's a bit of data that I've never looked at. I've never had a spreadsheet given to me, which is like, right, put all your clients in, look at your previous clients, how long did they stay for, what was the minimum commitment, your current clients, how long have they been with your, is there anything right now where it's like, were you shit before? Were people leaving earlier? How much better are you now? Or are people still leaving now early? So what do we need to try and do to improve your retention? But we've obviously looked at the sheet and it's like, okay, your retention is better now than it was. So it's
Yeah,
like that's not really an issue we need to work on. It's more of a case of getting more people to keep the retention, like to get the client numbers up.
yeah, 100%. Like you say, it's just data because the numbers in those spreadsheets, as boring as it is, lets us know how much we can spend on ads. If you have a fucking 2 grand LTV, we can spend 500 quid to acquire a fucking client. Great. Do you know what I mean? If you've got £1,000 LTV, it's probably about 200 to 250. But people are going to these endeavors with no data and no numbers and just feelings. And they're like, well, it didn't work for me. It's like, well, no fucking shit,
Pretty
Sherlock.
much what I did,
Do you
which
know
is
what I
why I
mean?
kept backing out of ads. I kept putting money into ads and then never sticking with it.
But cheers, Tom. Appreciate you sharing
All
that,
right.
dude. Yeah, I look forward to this next one in the next 3 to 6 months where we're going to be fucking partying and celebrating, dude.
Yeah, it'll be a different story though.